Shemai, how are you all? Something a little bit different from me tonight actually. This is now Saturday night. After the excitement of Wales winning the Grand Slam today, I have come up with a sampler. I've been wanting to do one of these for ages, and I want to frame it then for my craft room, and I'm actually using celebration items, and the papers are the Painted Seasons papers, and on the back it tells you all the different colours that they use. And I'm also using the Painted Seasons stamp set, which coordinates with the papers. Now you can get the bundle, which includes the stamp set and the papers, with a £90 order, so they would be free with a £90 order. And you can also now buy the framelets that match the stamp set. How fantastic is that? Now I've cut things out ready because I only want one of them, so obviously I didn't want to make one up in advance, and I'm actually going to frame it in one of these deep box frames from Hobbycraft. I think I bought this one on offer a very long time ago, and they can frame a 12 by 12, and because, as you can see, is a shadow box, I can then lift up the elements then on foam pads. So I'm going to take it all apart because I haven't actually stuck anything down, and I'm just going to put them off to the side there. The other set I've used are the well-written framelets. As you can see here, I've got one of the laser cut papers. As you can see, is very, very delicate. So I'm going to stick this onto a piece of crumb cake, 12 by 12. It might actually be craft. It's either craft or crumb cake, is a similar sort of colour anyway. And then I'm going to build my sampler up on this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it off camera a second, because otherwise you're going to have a shot of my huge head and not of any products, and I shall see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back. I must be honest, that wasn't the easiest thing I've ever had to stick down, because obviously you've got to try to get little bits of glue behind the fuller pieces. That at least is down now. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just put this to one side, and then I am going to make up each little tiny sampler piece. And so here we go. So this is like the Christmassy one, I suppose, like the wintry one, and this is the back piece of the paper. So each of my squares, the one side of the paper, the floral side, if you see what I mean, is 5 inches by 5 inches, and its little border is a 5 1/4 square. There we go. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to use, can you see there's little bits of red in this? I'm going to use some of the Lovely Lipstick, and I'm going to use this little tiny stamp that it's got here. Can you see it gives like a little star effect? I'm just going to stamp one of those in the background. This is such a stunning set. When you think is a free item, I just think is fantastic. So the colours of the Christmassy one I'm doing, I'm just sort of stamping on, and there is Pool Party. Then I've got Corny Clover for my little leaves, and Early Espresso for my little pine cones. And I'm just going to sort of layer it up, and I tried to find some words that went with each sort of season. So I went with happy for Christmas, because I love Christmas more than anything. I think I just absolutely love Christmas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this one down, and I'm using the Take Your Pick tool, which is fantastic, and I've cut the letters out using the multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back. I'm just going to stick happy down here, more towards the left hand corner. Then I'm going to stick it onto the pool party, and I've used the stitched framelets then for the mounted pieces. Just making sure that it's pretty central. Then I'm going to, if I can just find them, use some I should never tidy my desk because I can't find things again. So just some dimensionals then to put the things on. There we go. I'm going to put the leaves down first, just to make a little sprig up in the corner. Oh, excuse me, I'm now sneezing on screen. There we are. I'm just going to put these down. That's the nice thing about this shadow box then, is that you can add dimension to it, safe in the knowledge that it's not going to be squashed when you put it in. I'm just going to put a little pine cone. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the dimensional there. So then that one's going to go there. And I think I will put another pine cone just there. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue to that. There we go. That, and then I think I might just add another little tiny one of these, just there, one there, just to fill in the space a bit. Okay, so that's my Christmassy one done, and I'm just going to mount that then pretty much the centre of the pattern paper. Just making sure. So I went with Pool Party because I think it gives a nice cool sort of wintry shade then. So that's my first one done. And that's, I'm just going to put it safe over on the side. So here comes my spring one now. Yeah, and I'm thinking that this one is a bit more spring-like. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to once again stick this down. I'm just going to close this ink pad before I end up doing something silly with it. And I've gone for love for this one, because I was thinking of Valentine's Day. And also I love it when the season starts to turn from, especially when we've had a miserable winter, and then we start having a little bit of sunshine in the spring. Well, hopefully not with the spring I've got outside the window at the moment. So I'm going to use the same little detail stamp, and I'm going to use Petal Pink, because actually if you see on this paper there's little tiny elements of Petal Pink. So I'm going to add some of that all over. I love these papers, but the framelets will be running out. They'll be discontinued on the 31st of March, which is when celebration ends. So if you want them, this is the time to get them. And you won't be sorry, because they are absolutely stunning. Here we go. So the green is Lemon Lime Twist, which is also going. When this new annual catalogue finishes, Lemon Lime Twist will be finishing as well. And it is a lovely, lovely bright green. Right, I'm going to stick my little leaves down. Stick those down with glue. Oh, actually what I'm going to do is stick my love down first, just so I can see the space I'm working with. So once again, using the multi-purpose adhesive sheets, they are a godsend, because trying to get glue on the back of these little fiddly framelets is really tricky. So there we go. I'm going to put that centrally, and I'm just going to organise my flowers. I'm going to have the two Pool Party ones to to the side like this, and the green one then in the centre. And then I've got a little bit too much glue on that one, so I'm just going to put it off there. I'm going to put these little lemon lime twist leaves just across here. And I'm going to stick the two pool party ones down flat and bring the lemon lime twist flower up on dimensionals. I'm going to do now, I'm just going to scoop some of this glue off before I end up putting my arm in that. I can be a little bit like Frank Spencer when I'm crafting. I'm just going to do that one round a bit. And just wondering, yeah, I think I will have one. I think I might go for the top though on this one. Like that. Just move that out of the way. Am I the only person that loses dimensionals when they're right in front of me? And then this one then is going up on there. So that is my spring one done. And I'm going to put that centre of the paper. I wanted them all to be orientated in different ways. Or at least different to the one that comes before it. There we go. So if I show you what I've got so far, there's my winter one. And there's my spring one. There we go. And I'm now going to work on my summer one. And I must be careful because there's a little tiny dot to my eye there. And for this one I'm going to stamp a couple of leaves as well on it. I'm going to stamp these directly onto here. And I'm going to use, where's it gone, where's it gone? Call me Clover, there it is, he was hiding. There we are. Just going to stamp that off a bit because it's a very juicy ink pad. And just stamp that randomly around there. Like that. Then I'm going to add wishes in the centre. This is pretty much when I'm wishing for a nice summer, I think. Now then, I think that, ooh, might be a bit tricky to get the backing off this little eye. Let's see. I might have to use my little sticky part because I think now the dot of my eye is stuck to my finger. There we go. And then I think I'll do a similar thing, put the two flowers flat and then the other one then in the centre up on foam pads. So the colours in this one are Mango Melody, no they're not, they are Grapefruit Grove and Lovely Lipstick. And then this flower then is going in the centre. Move this out of my way. I'm going to mount this then onto the Grapefruit Grove cardstock. Like this. And I love, oh, I absolutely love this paper with those little flowers. If I was any kind of horticulturalist, I would tell you what flowers they were, but I haven't got a clue. Yes. Stick this one down then, leaving a slight border around, and then this on top. And once again I'm going for the centre approach. And then, last but not least, I'm bringing in my little autumn one. And even though we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK, I'm going for, I was thinking harvest sort of time, where we give thanks. And I love the little toadstools on this one. I love those little mushrooms. So there we go. I'm going to put my word down first. So I've gone for thanks. Like this. And I'm going to use that little spotted one again to give a couple of orange elements. Just going to take that off there. And for that one, I'm going to use pumpkin pie, because there's a slightly darker orange in it. And because my winter one, the elements are to the left hand side, I'm going to go for the right hand side on this one. I'm just going to whack this on here first. I've been fancying doing one of these samplers for ages, so I thought let's give it a whirl. And with my leaves, I've added a little bit of soft suede. I think I added the pumpkin pie first, and then I dabbed on the soft suede. And then I've gone for soft suede then on the pine cones rather than the early espresso that I did on the winter one. I think I hate wasting my dimensionals. So I'm going to try and cut them a bit smaller, because these elements are a bit smaller. So I've gone for 3 leaves and 2 pine cones then. There we go. And then for this one, I'm going to put both of them up on foam pads. Once again, I'm going to put the foam pads in the gaps, like that. This one I'm going to put up there. That, and then I'm going to add this one to the center again. Oh, not quite. There we go. Right, so if I bring it all back in, here it is. My sampler. I'm going to do then, to save you having to watch me trying to line it all up, I shall stick this down while the camera isn't recording, and I will then show you the finished piece. So by the power of television, here it is all finished, and as you can see, this is my wintry sort of season. Then I go into spring, into my summer, and then into autumn. So these papers, as you can see, are fantastic for all the different seasons, but also they are just such stunning papers to use anyway. And I've used a real selection of colours. I've used Call Me Clover, Grapefruit Grove, Early Espresso, Lemon Lime Twist, Pumpkin Pie, Lovely Lipstick, Soft Suede, and Pool Party, and Pepper Pink. As you can see, if you had a full view of my desk right now, you would see the massive mess there is. And I've used, the stamp sets I've used are Painted Seasons. And I've used the framelets to match. I've used the stitched rectangular framelit as well. And the laser cut paper. I'm trying to think what else have I used? Oh, and obviously the Painted Seasons paper. So there we go, that's my sampler ready to go on my craft room wall. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, if you did want any of these items, Celebration is going to be ending at the end of March, and also these items are going very, very well, so I'd get in there quick if you wanted them. If you have a demo, contact them quickly to get your order in. If you haven't, this is my selling page and I would be delighted to help you at all. Thank you so much for all my new subscribers. Presently I'm about 4 off 300, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining Nikki at Nikki Knacks Paper Crafts. Take care and Hwyl fawr. Bye.